Like to say thank you for watching. The story starts with Jose and Beliana. They had a son, Francisco. Francisco with his wife Berta had their son Buck. Buck with his wife Lucy. Let's just say they had 8 kids and 1 more would come later, but we will talk about that at the end. A legacy is what you leave behind. While we often think of it as money or property, it's really the footprint a person or group leaves on the world after they're gone. So today the story is of a picture that was thought to be lost or gone. Family members remember it, but just can't place where they seen it last. They talk amongst themselves, but nobody can place it. They are getting older, and to be fair, not everyone lives in the same state. You see, the family has never been rich. We never owned great amount of land. We are just regular people doing the best we can. My great-great-grandfather Jose and Beliana, his wife, were farmers. My great-grandfather Francisco and his wife Berta as well were farmer. Later in life he also sold tamales to keep food on the table and roof over their head. My grandfather Buck was also a farmer, and my summers were spent at their house. What a way to grow up. This picture is hung on the wall at my grandfather Buck's house, in their bedroom where most people don't go in. So, most have never seen it. This is why it became a whisper or a thought. They think it's just lost or just forgotten. I'm writing this story because it's the only thing that is on Mom's side of their family that is a legacy to be handed down. So bear with me. My great-great-grandfather Jose and Beliana, his wife, both born and raised in Mexico, as of January 2026. At this moment, we only go back this far, and there is no other information. We are still looking. As stories are handed down, my great-grandfather Francisco came to the USA to improve his life at a very young age and at one point was doing okay for money. A picture was made of him and it looks to be about 17 to early 20s. The frame with a wood base and a plaster or gesso top layer is a strong indicator of the Victorian-era pictures made like this roughly 1837-1901. Appearance. These frames were frequently to appear as carved wood. The picture is not light by any means. And over time, maybe during the moves, the picture with its age is starting to show its age, and it may have been dropped a time or two. It has some cracks, but overall, it's in good shape. Okay, back to the story. I don't want to lose you. My great-grandfather Francisco passed the picture to my grandfather Buck, and in his home it was hung in his bedroom. I guess maybe just for him to see. Not sure. Great-grandfather Francisco passed away. 12/9/1972. My grandfather Buck has had the picture for years, and when he became of elderly age and not able to care for himself, he passed the picture to my mom. She is the oldest of the 9 children. Mom has the picture, and she hangs it in her bedroom for years. Grandfather Buck passed away 10/30/1991. Mom is now the keeper of the picture. Mom also hung the picture in her bedroom. Again, not sure why. So one year Mom went to California to visit family. I repainted the living room and laid down new carpet. I rehung the picture in the living room because I want everyone who comes here to see my great-grandfather Francisco. When she came home from the trip, she loved everything that was done and liked where the picture is now hanging. So it stayed there for years. Many visitors come and go. Over the years, some asked. We told them who he was. Most responses was like, "That's nice to have." And they would give a smile. I hope you are still with me. This is the family lineage and the picture's journey. The elders, Jose and Beliana, the roots of the family in Mexico. The subject, Francisco and Berta, his wife. The 1920s portrait is created. He is the face of the legacy. The heir, Buck, and Lucy, his wife. The son who preserves the image of his father. The bridge, the granddaughter, Evelyn. She carries the history forward. The keeper, but not the owner. Great-great-grandson Richard. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I think everything is in place to get the story right. For me, the stories told are handed down. So the information I have, I am just passing down and trying to find the right information. It has been wild at best, and I did something I believe most are in shock over. Mom passed away in December 2023 and somewhere around March of 2024. Peggy, my wife, and I were going through stuff like pictures, and Mom had a lot of them, that was for sure. So we went through all the pictures, put them in their prospective family's folder. Let's be real, what was I going to do with them? My sister had them digitalized and put on a thumb drive. Per their family, we then took all pictures and thumb drives and mailed them to all family members and friends of the family. I had a few that were very happy to get them. One family friend said she lost all her kids' pictures and was so happy to get this. Some said they had forgot about them and had no idea they were still around, and now they could show them to their families and kids and grandkids. But there was this one picture. It was big, hung on our wall. We have had it for years. It was my great-grandfather Francisco. What am I to do with this? I'm not the owner of the picture. There were no left instructions of what to do with said picture. I know you know what happens to 90% of things if a family member passes away yard sale or thrown away. Please tell me I am not lying. So I came up with this idea of how to keep this going. It's lasted this long, let's make it a thing. To have an item to be handed down, something that counts in this world, just so we don't forget who we are and where we come from. With a lot of thought and bouncing off Peggy, this is what we came up with. And please bear with us. The Living Folder Project. The 7-page list and the requirement for a photo with the picture. Write down on the ledger list name and date of current keeper on the back of your photo. Write down who you are, how related, and today's date. I made a chain of custody. The 7-page list turns the picture into a legal-style document of love. It proves that Francisco was never forgotten. He was handled, looked at, and cherished by every name on that list. The visual context. In 100 years, someone will hold that folder. They will see the 1920s Francisco. Then they will see you holding Francisco. Then they will see your uncle holding him. It creates a visual bridge through time. The warning against erasure. By writing on the back of the new photos who people are and how they are connected, you are preventing the "who is this" mystery that often leads to old photos being lost or sold. The packing and the boxing. How am I going to ship this and it not be destroyed in transport? So, I made a wood box. I wrapped it up in bubble wrap. The picture, to be real, it is fragile. I placed it inside the wood box and sealed it. Then put that box in a wood box and put packing around it. The box is put together with screws, then on outer skin put cardboard, and hoped and prayed the box or picture don't get destroyed in shipping. The footprint expands. In that moment, the footprint Francisco left in the Mexican dust a century ago officially landed in my uncle's living room. Because Johnny couldn't wait, the surprise didn't happen as a formal event. It happened as a living, breathing celebration. The keeper of today had passed the torch, and the fire was spreading faster than ever. My Uncle Johnny is now the keeper of the picture. Now he has the opportunity to bring all those branches together. Imagine that folder eventually holding different siblings, all holding the same image of their great-grandfather or grandfather, the unboxing of Francisco. The box sat on the kitchen table. He doesn't know what is in the box. He just knows it's very important to the family. He removed the cardboard from its outer skin of the box. He found a box of wood with a letter. He then removed screws from this side. Up only. I had taped a torque bit to the box so they could use it to remove all the screws. There was a legacy note for the folder. To the next keeper, you hold 100 years of survival. Francisco started this journey in the 1920s, and through wars, moves, births, and losses, we kept his face safe. When you add your name to this list as the next living keeper of the picture, you are protecting its future. Then all family members take a photo of them holding the picture. Add their name to back of photo and date it. Then drop picture in the folder. In this folder, you aren't just looking at the past. You are promising the future that we were here. And we remembered. The house was quiet for only a second. When he opened the wood lid, pulled back the bubble wrap, and saw Francisco's eyes looking back at him from 1920, the air seemed to leave the room. He didn't just see an old relative. He saw a ghost he thought had been lost to time. His hands, which had just held a new great-grandchild, now trembled slightly as they touched the frame of his own grandfather. The phone call. When he called, his voice wasn't just thankful. It was breathless. I thought it was gone, he admitted, the shock still vibrating in his tone. He looked at the 7-page list, the empty slots for photos, and the Keeper of Today note. He realized then that he wasn't just receiving a gift, he was being commissioned. "I'll carry it on," he promised. "I'm the caretaker now," as told to me days later on our phone call. The ripple effect of the family began to swarm the table. The daughters, the grandkids, and the brand new parents crowded in. They didn't see boring history. They saw the original. They saw the man who started the last name they all shared. Phones came out immediately. The kitchen turned into a makeshift photo studio. One by one, they stood next to the 1920 portrait, teenagers holding a centenarian's image, snapping pictures that would immediately go into your folder. To my Uncle Johnny, you are the next keeper of the picture. Don't get me wrong, I miss seeing the picture on my wall, but I know it is in good hands and hope our story continues. Like to say thank you for watching, and maybe I have inspired you to make something like this. One last note. The 9th child. Lucy, my grandmother, had a child with a different person. Lucy and Buck had separated. I still don't know the whole. Cause and effect. And the why. And how come. You have a great night. Sleep well. Because we have so few pictures when they were younger. I had help. It is not perfect, but it is close. I have pictures of them older. So I took those pictures and created a younger version. This is my great-grandfather, Francisco, and his wife Bertha. They were AI generated. Because we have no pictures at any age, I had help. It is not perfect, but I think it is close. I used AI of great-grandfather Francisco. His picture. I went with 87 points of his face and said, "Generate the parents. This is Jose and Beliana." AI generated, I can see a nose, eyes, ears, lips. But that's me. I could be way wrong. But you be the judge. And again, thank you. God bless and have a great night.